Okay, this is my review on Let It Shine, the TV version, the extended cut. This is the only one you can buy a physical copy of, which is called Extended Edition. It's a Disney movie and it's one of my favorites. And I noticed how it, and the third act, it's those rap movies that people draw inspiration from, but Eminem's 8 Mile really got noticed for that one. Only people really remember Straight Outta Compton and Eminem's 8 Mile. This is one of the movies that follows inspiration from them. So, now it's not a total knockoff on the stories. It does take its new, what's the word? It takes its new, it tells the story in a new way about the underdog. Our underdog is this guy, and his best friend, who is this guy, pretends to be him, who is his stage name called True, to impress Roxanne, which is this girl. And that's the whole setup of the plot. See, what happened was that Roxanne and her manager assumed that the one that was True wasn't the one that was singing the song that he made for Roxanne, but his best friend, because he's tall, I guess, and better looking. And, see, he sent a picture of both of them because it was the best he could get his hands on it in a short period of time. And he worked on all night for the song called Don't Run Away. And it's a really nice, sweet song. And its main protagonist is expressing of how much he loves Roxanne and always has in the song. And Roxanne has a feeling that the song was made for her. Of course, she doesn't know that and his stage name's Truth. And she gets them mixed up, him and his best friend, and gets them mixed up. So they have what we call little plot MacGuffin. I think I'm using that word right. And it basically is that's the setup for the conflict throughout the entire third act structure of the film. Then turns out his best friend doesn't like Roxanne the way he does, and that's the only reason why he was playing along, and to make him look good, because he assumed that he liked Roxanne the way he does, his best friend. Turns out he's interested in other girls. So he decides to not help his best friend anymore, because he's just tired of being the third wheel. And this is at the third act, when scenes start heating up, the plot starts heating up, and the drama starts heating up, and so he was posing as pretending to be Truth's manager. He was posing as his manager throughout the 2-act structure, but when it gets to the 3rd act structure, he decides to just call it quits. So, at the rap concert, when Roxanne performs as herself without auto tune or fancy clothes, she just like just decides to just do her because she was inspired by the person who really loves her, which is his stage name is Truth, and so it's raining out. Oh, I just noticed that. And so there's also this character arc that his protagonist father goes through and learns to accept his son for the artist he is, and that he is always will be a songwriter who writes rap songs. And he learns because before in the beginning act of the film, he's completely against rap and everything, and he just decides to embarrass Roxanne, and he because he was just came across as a douche and the church and abuses his power, and our main protagonist works as a part-time as a busboy at a rap club, and finds out that he's also a songwriter who writes rap music, and his rap music to his father is the devil's business, and things that he was saying involving rap, even though he hasn't read what in his lyrics, which are a little different from other rap songs, and more deeper and complex, and meaningful than other raps, than the typical rap songs. And he decides to read his son's rap book overnight and take an interest in what he writes. And he was proud of him, of the music he writes. And he didn't understand at first, but once he took the time to understand the meaning behind the lyrics, that his music is basically mostly about forgiveness and love, he decides that those are nothing more than church words, and he realized that his rap music is not really what he thought it was. It's much more important than that, and he realized that the rap music is a part of him, nearly an extension of him. So he decides to encourage his son to go play at the rap club and reveal to everyone that he is the real Truth. And he makes up with his best friend, who was being a complete douche, and his best friend apologized for being a douche. And he decides we have to make everything set. We had set everything right, and he's reveals to Rocky's manager that he is Truth, and he's ready to go on stage. And he changed his verse of the lyrics to his verse of the song that's duet with Rocky, to confess and rap music that he is really Truth, not his best friend, and he was just scared out of his mind, and he did it for her, and he didn't really thought it through. So he's asking Rocky for forgiveness, and even though he knows she's going to be mad, the feelings that she thought she had was for another guy, and he's that other guy. So Rocky is this, like, raps with him and sings with him, and she's really heartbroken. And to be fair, she was kind of the idiot, thought that that Truth was the tall one and the handsome one, and so did the manager. So, and she slaps Truth, which is the stage name, which I think his real name's Chris, I think. His real name's Chris, and I think, well, that is his best friend's name. So anyway, he decides to stand up to this bully who's been bullying him throughout the entire time, third act structure of the film, and he decides that he's had enough, that he's not the best rapper, and not he's half as good as anyone in the club. So he decides to challenge him to a rap-off, and the bully accepts. True wins, and his best friend, just before Rocky's about to storm off, he decides to tell his best friend, decides to tell Rocky how he was just doing what he did because he, well, was being in, and he really loves you a lot. And he's the real deal. He loves you the way I didn't love you. And he screwed up, and basically that's what she's saying. And the marketing manager decides to cut Chris a little slack. Then Rocky decides to, and the end up together, Rocky and Chris, and start singing in church a rap version of This Little Son of Mine. And the father's proud of him after accepting Chris for who he is, a songwriter and an artist. And that is the whole film of Let It Shine, and that it's a very beautiful film, in my opinion. Where did I put it? Did it drop somewhere? I'm sorry, I'm just need to retrace my steps. Ah, there it is. Down pointed back in the DVD shelf. So yeah, I'm giving this film 10 out of 10, and that's my review on Disney's Let It Shine. It has really great characters that feel fully fleshed out, especially our main protagonist, and you really do want to see the best turn out for the best for our protagonist, our main protagonist of the film, and you do really like him. He like how he involves throughout the film, and so does everyone else, and everyone else that has a character involves throughout the film, and changes and grows. And I really felt attached to the main protagonist and the other characters that change and grow throughout the film. That's all. Just want to sing, if I covered the whole film, I think I did. I don't think I took too long. I hope I didn't drag this on at all. Did my best. And that's all I can do.